Hello! Welcome to episode 4 of that AustinBuddy TonePack Show, and I'm here today with a really special guest, a buddy of mine for quite a while, amazing player. All you guys out on the internet have probably seen him do tons of gear videos. He's toured and all that. Kel himself, a man who needs no introduction, but Mr. Lance Keltner.
Hey everybody, it's good to be here with you, buddy.
Thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah.
Lance has been in Austin forever, but now he's in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
I moved to Santa Fe, doing a lot of shows and gigs out there, and working on our nonprofit, Connor's Heart. Some of you may or may not know that Lisa and I lost her son to fentanyl poisoning a few years ago. And so we formed Connor's Heart, and it's just my way of taking advantage of my famous friends in order to raise money to help fight the fentanyl crisis. So every city we do a show in, all the proceeds except for the bare expenses go to help that town fight the fentanyl crisis. We've done shows in Austin and Santa Fe. We're doing one in Albuquerque. And then we got Nashville, New York, LA, a bunch of things coming up. And on June 9th, Billy Gibbons is actually signing a piece for us to auction off.
Cool.
And the guys in Bush are signing something.
That's
and
cool. Chris Trainer's great.
Yeah.
He likes some of my presets.
Chris is a
great
pal.
guy. Yeah.
And Gavin Rossdale's going to sign something for us, and Lita Ford said she would do it. And so we're going to have a bunch of cool auctionable items there. And then we're going to do a show.
And that's where on June?
June 9th at a place called the Launch Pad in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
New Mexico.
And we have special guest George Pahone from the Black Eyed Peas. And then Trey Gunn from King Crimson and Stickmen is playing bass on the gig. And Tommy Taylor from Eric Johnson's band on drums.
I feel like we need to have one of those horns that they every time you say a big name, we got to go beep beep. This is great.
And then local blues legend in New Mexico, Felix Peralta's on the bill, and my friend Lucky May, singer songwriter, and then this girl Elsie Baker, who I'm producing right now, and she. Imagine a girl that looks like a supermodel and plays guitar like Stevie Ray and sings like a young Bonnie Raitt, but better.
Wow.
I'm in more range than that. She's killing.
It's so cool. You've got all these people that are willing to give you this talent, for the cause, for this not-for-profit, to help people with this fentanyl crisis. So it's really great that people have stepped up for that. I'm super thrilled.
And a friend of mine, you should hear more about, Hans Strasberg's playing as well. He's one of the most amazing acoustic guitar players I've ever heard. So it's going to be a big night of guitars. And fun.
And if you can't make it to Albuquerque, look for a city near you. They're going to be doing these around the country.
Yeah,
so where do they go? Is there a website for Connors?
Connors-heart.org, O-R-G.
Okay. So you can go there for more information about that. And about you, some people may not know you. I doubt this, but you've been playing for, oh my God, a long time, brother.
I started playing bars when I was 12, and I'm 61.
Yeah.
So I've been at it for a little while. And LanceKeltnermusic.com. You can go there. We have
some of my favorite Texas rock albums. I call it Texas rock.
Yeah, it is.
It's so good.
Well,
you're not just a great player. You're a great songwriter. You write really great songs that stick in your head. So.
Thank you, because to me, it's if you don't have a song, it doesn't matter what you play.
Yeah.
You gotta have songs, right? So. In the European press, that's where we mainly played the most. Have always said, oh, yeah, Lance Keltner music, it's kind of like, what if the Black Crowes were from Texas or something?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That kind of vibe.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's super cool. So, but you were also the first guy to do a demo for me when I did my very first 700 naked amps tone pack very kindly, which was very helpful to me because you played a bunch of things. That was literally 2017. It was a long time ago, maybe 2018, But it was a while back. So now you're back. It's full circle.
Yay! And if we share this someplace else where you guys aren't as familiar with Buddy as you should be, Buddy does amazing work with Fractal stuff. So when Cole and I, my other guitar player, Cole Hansen, who will also be at the show, when we use Fractal stuff for live gigs and for recording, it's always you got to pick up the phone, call Buddy, because Buddy has has a handle on this better than probably everybody except maybe Dweezil. You guys are probably...
There's a couple other people, a handful that are, the Mac McCones and the Cooper Carters and the Ross Rossins of the world watching this know I'm talking about you.
And we've got a Dweezil guitar here.
Yeah, this was the guitar given to me by Dweezil after I went to a Dweezil Zappa, it was called Dweezilla boot camp up near Woodstock, New York. And I was just stunned. I was taking it home thinking about buying it, and then he called me and said, just keep it. which was
that's
just
nice.
amazing. But he's been a great friend. He's been a mentor. I call him the Fractal Jedi Knight because he, like you said, he is, and he's getting ready for a tour as well. Coming August, I'm going to go to the one in Phoenix, August 1st.
Great.
They're going to do Roxy, the Live at the Roxy and Apostrophe. So they're calling it the Roxpostrophe.
Is it Zappa does Zappa kind of a thing?
It's the players that he's had in his band, but they're doing these specific albums for their 50th year anniversary for,
that's
for
awesome.
those two. Yeah, but he's just shout out to you, Dweezil. We'll post something up here on this. But he's also running some hilarious Instagram day by day tour countdown. Every day they do a new video.
Oh, great.
And some of them are just hilarious. I didn't use the F word, but they're hilarious. Anyway.
Hilarious.
We'll get into some sounds. What we're going to do is we're going to play some sounds from LiveGold. Lance's going to play whatever he feels like as I pull them up. We'll do a few sounds from Naked Ants, but then we got a special treat for you. We're going to put together a rig preset with Lance here, where we're just going to dial it in. You'll sort of see how we do this together.
Sure.
I think that'll be fun to do.
Yeah, because I couldn't do this live. I would never be able to use this thing live had I not had some teaching from you.
Well,
so.
but the thing is, you know tone and you know what you want. It was really easy to work with you. You're like, can you make it do this? Can you make it? And we do it. So that you guys hopefully get a little taste of that, and that makes. I like to do something a little different each episode than just play presets.
So if you're not old guys and you haven't heard all these amps and stuff in person. You can use these presets to actually get you real close and then dial it into your taste, and I think you'll be in good shape.
That's it. It really is the last 5% is always, the last mile into the house or whatever is always in your hands and your guitars. They're all a little different, but this gets you in the ballpark. So
it does.
You were playing in on an Express Trainwreck. You want to pull that up again? This is a LiveGold Scene 3 rhythm one, and I can pop a clone on it in a minute while we're
check
playing.
this out.
So let's check.
What I like about this preset is it actually cleans up like the wrecks I've played through.
Yes.
It really does. The wrecks that I've played through, in fact, let me turn this neck pickup down. Watch this, guys. And then you can go to this.
It's literally like one of those amps you can just do a whole gig with just by riding your volume knob.
Right, and that's, most of the real amps that I've been involved in developing with people are all like that, because that's how I play. I'm old school, and back when I was a kid, it's like you go, all right, well, here's what it sounds like all the way up, and your presets were where you put your volume knob. You go, okay, I think if my volume knob's on about 3 with this Les Paul, that's where my clean tone is, and like here, watch. So it works, huh?
Let's try a couple of different ones that are a little dumbly, just because I redialed them in and they're really kind of fun. So this is a Carol Ann Overdrive.
Oh, I know that guy.
Yeah, Alan Phillips.
Yeah.
And so this is rhythm 2, I will call it, or lead, but it should feel a little dumbly to Let's try my old amp, which is a Bluetone O-Hi here. And
I know that guy too.
Check that out.
Yeah.
I usually dial the treble back a little bit on the leads on purpose.
You ready? Yeah, that's nice.
So it's so fun because if I turn this up louder, it'll actually get more trebly. It's very weird because it's the same sound, but it's the way we hear things, right? You know,
or
so
in our case, it's the way we don't hear things.
Oh, we don't. Thanks. That's right. Like we were talking about before. Too many drum cymbals in the ears, ladies and gentlemen.
No, one time I was in the studio with Andy Johns, right? And I'm listening to my guitar track, and I lean over and I turn up 4K like 2 dB, and he stops everything and goes, You can't hear that, can you? And I went, no, I know what I'm missing. And he goes, well, I'm missing the same shit. And he goes, I have to turn everything up really loud so everything would level.
I get that.
And we would blow
That's
mains.
hilarious.
We blew the mains at Cherokee mixing a record. We blew them.
That's hilarious.
They're like, you old guys.
Let's try the AC Morgan. Now, do you like the EF86 bass or the 12AX7?
Let's try the F86.
Okay, I think this one's kind of what most people would expect would be this kind of sound from this amp. So kind of like, I think about Tom Petty. Now this new firmware that he did, this Cygnus X3 that Cliff Chase did, there's more bottom.
Yeah,
it's a little more of a cab thump than some of the other ones were. So I've noticed that in it, but it's good. It sounds like there's an amp in the room, which is the key thing.
It feels right.
Yeah,
because you're hearing that bottom and the air move like you would a big cabinet.
Exactly, and these guys that are listening right now aren't hearing that because they're hearing it direct from the Fractal into the thing, but you and I are in a room and it's like there's a guitar cab over there and we're playing.
Yeah, and I will tell you, it's a lot more realistic feeling.
Yeah.
But to hear that thump.
Yeah.
So
that's what the real things do.
Yeah,
so
Cliff did a great job.
In the LiveGold presets, I put a little more bottom end than I do in the naked amps because the naked amps were dialed in on the ATCs, the studio monitors, thinking about recording, but these were dialed for guys like you that are playing live that want that kind of thing on stage.
Sure.
So I'm going to do one other LiveGold one and then we'll move to naked amps. And this should be kind of fun because it's going to change the sound that you're playing through. Jimmy Page. Now
That's nice.
He's probably on a telly when he does that, right?
Yeah, sure.
But it's got your Fender fuzz in front of it.
It's killer.
It's just the amp. It's a great sound. The Supros are killer. So, well, let's move into a couple of others, and then we'll start working on a preset. I'm moving out of the Cygnus X3 LiveGold. It's updated. People can get that now.
Okay.
And I'm moving into the naked amps, which are still on Cygnus X2, and we're going to play them that way.
Okay.
And they're going to load Cygnus X3 into them when we load the presets. So you're going to hear what they sound like. If you were to buy them and did this, you'd hear the same thing.
Sure.
Right? But I haven't gone through each one of them and listened to all of them and saved them yet or anything like that. So the first thing I'm going to give you is a Tweed Deluxe because we know how cool those are. Right, Mr. Gibbons? So I've got a nice R&B style one. I got a couple of different ones. The difference between LiveGold is that I do a clean, a low gain, sort of a rhythm, and then a lead. And then I give you a second version that's got a boost for a single coil. In naked amps, it's more of like you and I would be like our artist creation. It's like, there's not a rhyme or reason. I might have 3 cleans and I might have like super saturated and dimed. It's more of an artist canvas for me. So we'll go through a few of those right now.
Sure.
So this is just a medium gain tweed.
My friends all told me, man, there's something gonna change your life. My friends all told me. Yeah, it sounds very Gibbons.
That's the medium gain one. This is what I call ZZ Top or Texas Reverend. So this is going to be like gained up, brother.
Here we go. Ready? Here we go. Yeah, it's nice. You know what's funny? I was going to tell you, we were hanging around with Billy a few months ago at a gig in Oklahoma, and something came up, and I said, yeah, when I was in Lawton, Oklahoma, my first car when I was 15 was a
Which is where you grew up.
Yeah. Beat up, terrible Plymouth Valiant I bought from a junkyard. So my drummer was with me. We get in the car when I bought it, and he goes, look, there's an 8-track player. pulls out ZZ Top's first album, sticks it in the 8-track player. And then about an hour and a half after cruising around town and illegally drinking beer and stuff, he goes, hey, let's switch the music. I said, yeah, put in Deep Purple or something. And he goes, will not come out. So for 2 straight years, I listened to nothing but ZZ Top's first album.
It's not a bad life, I just want to say. If you're going to be stuck with one tape, that's not a bad one.
And Billy goes, what'd that do? And I said, well, anytime we only played original music, we were trying to get a record deal at 12, 13, 14, 15 years old. We were 15 at the time. People would yell, why don't you guys play any ZZ Top? We'd play the whole first album. Because we just knew it.
You can just do it right there.
We just knew it, man. You know, it was all there.
That's awesome.
Who's
so,
next?
Let's see. Why don't we play a 59 Bassman real quick?
Cool. Yeah, let's do it.
So we picked up a Telecaster now, and we're going to that same Tweed Deluxe. Yeah,
it's nice.
Yeah, I like that Tele, man.
It's great.
We'll try a few other little things then before we go to something fun. So this is a Bassman, but I dialed this one in specifically for single coils, and there's some pretty stuff on here like you know, warm neck and Strat kind of thing. So see what the neck sounds like for a clean thing for you here.
Nice.
Yeah, you like that?
Pretty.
Does that sound like a pretty thing? So now let's try like maybe a hairy bridge kind of thing. Now.
All right, here we go. Yeah, it's nice.
Bassmans are always great.
Can't beat them.
Yeah, yeah. So you guys may not know this, but the Paragon Wah that's in the Fractal is because of you.
Yep.
So
Christmas time was 2 years ago. Christmas time.
Tell a story.
I said, Cliff, I am missing one thing. I had this really cool parachute pedal wah, and I missed that. That's the only thing I missed. And he went, give me a minute, and came back with one, and it sounds amazing.
It's so cool. It's so cool. So here's a nice Vox AC15 that's called Jangle.
Yeah, it's nice. So if you play Tom Petty-ish music or anything, Red Dirt Country, and that's like, you know. That's nice, yeah.
Yeah, all that, you know, the guys that they use the Dr. Z amps for this kind of thing, the Morgan AC20s. I mean, the Voxes are really good now. They've always been good, but they're really good now in this latest thing. So one or two more of these, and then we'll try something different.
Sure.
You know, I fell in love with this amp, and I don't know if you've ever played one. Have you ever played a Car Rambler?
I have. I demoed it for him.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, every time I'm going through doing presets and stuff, and I come across this, I go, holy smoke, this amp's good.
Yeah.
So this is the Tele Bridge sound for Car Rambler.
It's nice.
God, yeah. There's a mid in that that's just really sweet.
Vocal.
Yeah,
Very
that's a good way
vocal.
to say. Let's try another one. This one's called Tele Talk, since you got a Tele in your hand for it.
That's great.
Yeah, isn't that good?
Love it.
That's an amp that's overlooked a lot, guys. Go check that out. And it does both single coils and humbuckers really,
And
really well.
Steve Carr is a lovely human being. I've done a lot of work for Steve over the years.
Yeah, no, it's really good stuff. When you do a matchless DC30, do you have do you like the EF86 or just the regular? Or?
The regular on that.
Okay, let's do the
Let's try
regular. And then, so I've got a couple of different ones here, buddy. So this is what I call kind of a grit clean. So it's still clean.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is probably a little more gain on it. This is called Chunky Chords.
That's about where I set everything, and then I turn the volume down on the guitar to get cleaner.
Just it's like I'm sorry, I was talking doing it.
Yeah.
So because you can hear like the sustain and the gain that's just sort of being held back, but it makes the guitar kind of bloom when you play, right?
Right. So I always tend, even on these kinds of presets, to run the preset a little bit hotter than you would for clean, and then just use the volume to get cleaner.
Yeah, it's a really good tip, guys.
Yeah.
Really good. I got one more that I want you to tackle before we maybe go and try and make one together here. This is a Ruby Rocket.
Okay.
So this is a Paul Ruby, not the train wreck one.
Right.
It was done by Paul. And I got a couple of different ones in here. So this is the super clean.
Feels good. Yeah.
So I'll go up a little bit. This is called Grinder Coils. Still single coils. My understanding for this amp is that it was really dialed in for single coils, kind of like the divided 13s a little bit rather than the humbuckers. So I like the way it sounds on it. I'm going to give you a nice rhythm with the bright on now.
Okay.
And give you a little boost here with the filter to take care of the fact you're on a telly, and there you go.
That's very Grissom-y, right?
He likes the Vox meets Marshall kind of a thing, and it's kind of got that.
Yeah, it's very
I hear
nice.
some Texas in that for sure.
There's Texas-y stuff going on in that sound.